Hello, good evening to you. Warm welcome to Prime Business with me, Pius Kojo Baka. To our very first story, the impact of tax reliefs introduced in the 2024 budget by the Finance Minister will have a limited impact on industries. This is according to ISE at the University of Ghana. According to its Executive Director, Professor Peter Quartey, the Finance Minister did not undertake the essential tax cuts as requested by businesses. He was speaking at the 2024 Budget Summit review organized by ISE.
It provides some critical programs and policies to accelerate growth. However, Professor Quartey says there's a need for more incentives for these industries.
However, we're expecting additional incentives for industry, especially tax reductions, even if marginal, for food and beverage producers. And that will be a very welcome idea. Last time I showed you how much tax we have put on food and beverages, sometimes close to 100%, and that is what is also fueling the inflation.
He cautioned government with respect to excessive spending going into the election year.
So lastly, I leave with a message that 2024 is really a test case. We need prudent financial management to build on the relative stability we have recorded in 2023. On the contrary, if we spend excessively, it will bring dire consequences on the economy. Our exchange rate will fluctuate rapidly, our inflation rate will hit the roof, and we will use the next 3 or so years to clean the mess. I think we should break from this cycle.
On the city outlook and the delay with respect to the IMF funds, Professor Quartey says he's positive and is expecting the cedi not to depreciate.
The outlook still remains positive. I don't think the city is going to depreciate very rapidly. We are in November. Normally, November, December, there is high demand for forex, but you still see that we still very comfortable in terms of the depreciation. I think there is hope. The IMF program is delayed, but we are told that by first week of December or second week of December, there is likely to be some release. We have met all the conditions. If government has not met the conditions, then that is where we should panic. But I think having met all the conditions, what is left is for the external creditors to give us an assurance letter. And I don't think that is a big thing. And I believe that will happen. So, yeah, the outlook for the exchange rate looks positive in my view.
He's also calling for a boost in intra-African trade to curb excessive imports. For Joy Business, James Eshen.
All right, so this evening we are learning the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission has announced a downward review of electricity tariffs effective December 1, 2023 to February 29, 2024. The adjustment is in line with the Commission's quarterly tariff review mechanism using key factors such as exchange rate between the US dollar and the Ghana cedi, domestic inflation, the electricity generation mix, and the cost of fuel, mainly natural gas. While electricity tariffs saw a downward adjustment of 1.52%, water tariffs, on the other hand, was adjusted upwards. Now, using the same key indicators, water tariffs have increased by 0.34% for the same period. Let's get on Zoom and speak to the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the Ghana Association of Industries, Chonam Apelu, who has joined us live for more on that. Thanks so much, Chonam, for your time here on Prime Business. First off, this is coming at a time you have raised concerns in relation to tariffs. Electricity tariffs have been reviewed downward to 1.52%, while that of water saw an increase of 0.34%. Your thoughts?
Thank you, Pius, and good evening to your cherished listeners. And so I will begin by saying that the news as far as the tariffs on electricity is concerned is generally a welcome news, and we're excited about it because for us that follow our trajectory of advocacy, we've been calling for a significant reduction in the price of power, as power constitutes about 30% of the entire production cost. And so the issue around power becomes very crucial in determining the profitability of our businesses. And so it's generally welcome. And we like to commend highly the Utility Regulatory Authority for this quarterly review because it helps us a lot.
I see.
However,
okay, go ahead.
However, the issue around water it's quite an interesting one. So for those members of AGI that use water as their primary, raw materials, so the beverages, the water companies, the both alcoholic and non-alcoholic companies, the cost of water becomes crucial. And so a 0.34% increment, it's a little bit on the high side, especially also because then it remains their primary cost of production. And our hope is that in the next review, we'll see a downward increase in water as well.
And Chonam, I want you to tell me how significant this review would have on your operations.
So that's a good question. The impact on operation may not be significant, given that it's just a percentage point, reduction, and given the high volumes of operation we have, we would have expected a little bit more. The reduction should be more significant, as it were. But be as it may, we're still grateful because it's still some level of reduction, and it's a 1.52% and so on. So overall, our hope is that it's a good beginning because we've engaged the commission several occasions, and we feel that we're seeing some result, and hopefully in the next review we'll see a much more bigger result.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Chonam Apelu, for your time here on Prime Business, sharing your perspective with us on the back of that review we just saw in tariffs. Thanks so much, Chonam Apelu, for your time. Now, to one of other stories we filed for you, the management of the Tema Oil Refinery has been directed by the Office of the Special Prosecutor to suspend its proposed partnership agreement with Tema Energy and Processing Ltd. The OSP, in a letter dated November 21 and addressed to the Managing Director of TOR, Daniel Osei-Apia, said it has commenced an analysis of risk of corruption in respect of the proposed partnership. The office thus directed TOR to furnish with all the necessary documentation regarding the proposed agreement on or before the close of Tuesday, December 5, 2023. Let's interrogate this further, and joining us via Zoom as well is an energy strategist, Dr. Yusuf Suleiman, who is also the CEO of Eureka Energies. Thanks so much, Doc, for joining me on Prime Business. Now, it appears we are in for a long haul when it comes to reviving TOR. Now, the OSP is calling for the suspension of the proposed partnership deal with Tema Energy Ltd.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pius, and good evening to you and your cherished viewers in Ghana and across the globe. Indeed, that is so worrisome, if you ask me, because the rate at which we were anticipating, a kind of investor to come in, to catapult the refinery to heights that everybody wants it to be. Why do we need an investor? Refinery has been idle, for quite some time, almost closer to a decade, no active business. Refinery have a rotating equipment, and this inertia is persistent within the space. I think that is so worrisome. So when these investors, came to the scene, we're all happy. However, fast forward, we noticed that there were a little bit of inconsistencies. When this whole deal came up, I wholeheartedly supported that. And then even when they decided to select unilaterally, just to handpick Torunco, as the name was then, I wasn't having a problem with that. I was just saying that my main target, or the target, is to get the refinery back to business. So if any capable player can get it back to business, I shouldn't have any problem with that, regardless of the profit the person makes. Once the refinery, it can be a win-win game. However, I think we noticed that there has been some bit of transparency issues that cropped up. And I think the OSP move was something that could have been avoided, because these issues were raised quite a long time ago with civil society organizations and some pundits in the industry. When they had the deal, they asked that they need further and better particulars. And the champions of the deal were just not forthcoming. And so I'm sure that's why, some people, thought it wise to put it before the OSP, to interrogate it further. So I believe that it's a good step in the right direction, in the sense that, hitherto, those things that were not there, that were vitiated, those kind of opacity that enshrouded the deal. If the OSP can unravel that, and if the players, they have actually nothing to hide and they want the goodness of the deal. So this is the best time to provide all the required documentation to catapult the deals to whatever heights that they want. If they don't do that, then it just presupposes that there is something big to hide, and I think that is so unfortunate. The high time we get the refinery back to business, the better pious. The inertia is simply not helpful, to the refinery.
Indeed, Dr. Yusuf Suleiman, and I've heard some argue that OSP really is being too hesitant to, come in at this moment, especially at a time when the companies are both engaging themselves. But going forward, how do you see things panning out in relation to reviving the oil refinery?
Yeah, so what I see is what I have been talking about. A refinery is so key to our energy security, and we should understand that. I mean, it is in the best interest of the nation Ghana to have a running refinery. The reason being that once you are an oil producer and you also have a refinery alongside, you have a huge competitive advantage at the end of the day. And so historically, there has been this kind of a lot of interferences, to the day-to-day running of the refinery, which I think has not been very helpful. So going forward, I've always repeated the call that there's so much vacuum within the refinery. I'm talking about leadership vacuum. A refinery that has changed managing directors for almost 5 or 6 times within this short period of time. That is not helpful. That kind of leadership vacuum is a huge hurdle. And I think, first of all, we need to get a solid leadership in place, and the government has to guarantee the leader free hand to operate and deliver key KPIs, what we call key deliverables to the leader within a time frame to deliver. And then stay off, take the temptation of staying off. If we do that, I think we can take anybody accountable for whatever be the case. Then additionally, I'm told that there are other parties, other deals that are on the table. For the sake of transparency, I think it is the best time, we pull in other players, to make some bit of comparison. However, time is not of the essence, time is not our best ally. However, I also think that we shouldn't compromise that for any bad deal of a sort. We should go for the best, but we should make sure that, we bring other players involved so that the refinery at the end of the day can get the best deal as possible. But everything, the backstop with the government of the day, they have to provide the needed leadership. What is happening in the refinery is not acceptable as a premium refinery. The fact that the refinery has not seen business for this elongated period of time is something worrisome, pious. And so if the government believes that they need to get the refinery back to business, then I think they should show that in action as soon as possible.
All right.
Pious.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yusuf Suleiman, for your time here on Prime Business, sharing your perspective with us on that. All right, let's talk about the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Well, the Dang Limited, producers of solar energy solutions, has pledged to provide customers with the best service at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. According to the general manager of the company, Helena Boabeng, potential customers must take advantage of the fair to acquire quality renewable energy solutions for their homes and institutions.
As Ghana moves to renewable energy production, leading solar energy provider Deng Limited is poised to provide customers with the best solar energy solutions. General Manager of Deng Limited, Helena Boabeng, says her outfit is in the business of providing quality solutions to customers as pioneers in the industry.
Deng Limited was established in 1988 to bring engineering solutions to homes, companies, etc. Over the years, we have evolved, and then now we are more focused on bringing renewable energy solutions for all. So we have solar home systems, we have systems for farms, solar irrigation systems.
Potential customers stand a chance to access efficient solar energy solutions at affordable and flexible prices.
We have other systems like the grid-connected solar systems that mostly are used by industries to reduce their bills, and it is very, very effective. So when you talk of Deng, it's probably the first private solar company we have in Ghana, and so we are the pioneers when it comes to renewable energy, and we have a lot of good packages.
Are there any challenges in the industry you'd see?
Definitely, for every industry there's a challenge, the fact that other companies are not installing to standards sometimes. It's the whole issue of doing installations to standard. That is the biggest challenge, I would say, in the industry, because if you have people doing the wrong installations, then it is putting a dent in the solar business. People will not believe in it anymore. So for DENG, we strive to rise to work above these challenges.
Sales manager at DENG Limited, Alvin Yeboah Otre, says customers will enjoy amazing discounts at this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair.
We have discounts and we have payment plans. So first of all, we'll come to your home, we'll do the analysis and then find out whether you need 3 kilowatts, 6 kilowatts or 5 kilowatts. Then based on that, we size the system for you and then we talk to you how much you can afford for the start. And then the remaining, how much you'll be paying at the end of the month for the number of months that you feel you are comfortable with a little interest. An inverter, a breaker, and then an output. So this pictures you see here is a load. Your washing machine, your iron, TV. So this setup is a complete system for a domestic application. And when we come here, we have our LED lamps. They are very, very efficient. Their wattages are like 5 watts, 10 watts, unlike the other one with 20 watts. So when you put this in your house, you expect your bills to go down. All right, so these are the solar panels that works with the system I show you in here. So this generates the energy, the inverter converts it, the energy is stored in a battery, and then you are good to go. Very simple. So once the sun is on, you are generating energy for yourself, storing it in the battery, inverting it to the inverter, and the system works. And it's clean energy.
How long can you use this?
Actually, these ones are, for the manufacturer, is 25 years warranty. After 25 years, it's still going to work, but the efficiency will drop. The batteries have a lifespan of 10 years, but then it will also drop its efficiency after 10 years.
General Manager of DENG Limited, Helena Boabing, urged the general public to take advantage of this year's EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair to enjoy affordable energy solutions.
For DENG Limited, this is going to be our first at the Habitat Fair, and we're already excited to come and showcase our products and what we have for the public, for companies, for individuals, for institutions to come to the fair, look at what we have, and then probably assess our services. DENG is the leader in solar energy in Ghana. So if you want to reduce your bills, you want sustained power, come to the stand of DENG and experience what we have. And I'm sure that you would like it. And there's something for every pocket. So come to the DENG stand and experience what we have. The Habitat Fair is going to be an exciting place for everybody wanting to own a home or expand what they have or think of other sources of energy for their homes. So come to the Joy Habitat Fair, and I bet you won't regret it.
And you will definitely not regret it. And with a mandate to offer affordable housing with a luxurious touch, Green Opal Properties are promising patrons of the upcoming EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, which of course has already started, a variety of luxurious housing units which use all pockets. Here's more.
Luxury, affordability, and flexibility. If you are looking for these three things when purchasing a property, then Green Opal Properties should be your destination. With a variety of apartments to choose from, you are certainly guaranteed of value for money. We visited the Adenta Aviation community ahead of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair and met with Collins Peda, who tells us more about Green Opal Properties.
Green Opal Property is a wholly owned Ghanaian company. We are into real estate We do 3, 4, and 5 bedroom houses at various locations, prime locations within Accra. We have had some projects already completed at North Lake on Agbogba, also Spinters as well. Currently, the chunk of our properties are within Adenta Aviation. Yes, we have properties at Adenta Aviation, 3, 4, and 5 bedrooms. We also have a 4-bedroom, 2-story at Boundary Road, East Legon. We have a 5-bedroom Roman Ridge, and then we also have a 4-bedroom, 2-story at School Junction. Our current projects are within Adenta Aviation, like I said, which is where the chunk of our properties are. We have a 3-bedroom that comes with a boys' quarters. We also have a 4-bedroom that comes with a boys' quarters. And then we also have a 5-bedroom that comes with a boys' quarters as well. All these properties are under construction. There are some we've already handed over to clients that they are living within the community. At Aviation, we have phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 has really gone far. We've already handed some of the project to clients that they are already living within the property.
Green Opal has systems in place to ensure maximum security at its apartments.
We pay attention to security, which is one of the core areas of real estate, and we don't joke with that. Once the project is ongoing and we realize that people have bought into it and they have moved into the property, we, apart from the security fence we provide for each house, we also make sure that there's security at the checkpoint that is taking care of those that goes in and comes in as well. We have our doors as security features because sometimes it's not every time you want somebody just to walk into your property and just get into your room like that. You always want to allow access to the person. Part of the reason why we have the security doors fixed. So once the person is at the gate, you know who is coming in. Whether you want to give an access or not is dependent on you. What makes us different? Green Opal gives you a lot of opportunities. Apart from the fact that we are selling houses, we also give you an opportunity that once you get into our unit, you make a decision, we go with it for you. Maybe for instance, you come the structure the way it is, you want to do so. What we are currently is and then there are 2.
Tomorrow certainly is day 2 of the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. Do make a point to attend to the various stands at the Accra International Conference Center for all your housing needs. And that's it for the bulletin. I am Pius Kojo Baka. For more stories, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. Prime Sports is next with Razak Musbao.